Hey guys, we're back with another video, and today is going to be all about tips and tricks that I've learned over my 10,000 plus hours of playing this game. So some of these things might seem noobish, some of them are definitely more expert tier, and others I've been told over and over again that are true by multiple players, but after testing them, they're just completely false. So in honor of the new forced update, we're going to start off with something simple, which is the coffin now holds less than the large box. So you guys probably already knew this one, but it's just something huge, just a huge change to the game of Rust now that you can store a lot more in large boxes. Coffin used to be pretty OP, but now the large box stores a complete another 6 slots or entire row of stuff than the coffin does. The next thing, which I know to be false, but I've literally had teammates swear to me, even this current wipe, that it's true. The myth is that a headshot to a deer, or actually called a stag in the item list, a headshot does more damage than shooting the deer in any other portion of its body. So we're going to test that real quick so we can clear the air. Let's spawn in some deers. And we can check the health before we shoot it. So 150 out of 150. Now we're gonna start with a body shot with a crossbow to see how much damage it does. 150 out of 150. Takes 60 HP off of it, all right? Now how about the head? That's the cleanest headshot I could have gotten, and it still takes 60 damage off of it, so that is obviously false. Let's try with the AK. Body shot does 75 damage. Headshot. Okay, settle down there. That's a headshot. 75 damage. So yeah, it's false. Hope we cleared that up. Okay, and yet another one that I guess I need to prove false to some people is that a minicopter cannot damage you by falling on top of you. Now, obviously when it explodes, it's going to do some damage, but let's just say the mini falls on you or somebody crashes into you without the mini exploding. Here we go. Yes, it does no damage. You clip right through it. So no, you cannot crush people with a mini. Obviously you can do it with a scrappy, which is the bigger version, but you're not gonna get the same effect with a minicopter. So I guess we're gonna knock all of these out in one go, but yet another myth, you can repair the MLRS right after firing it using HQM to make it so that you can fire it immediately after and not have to wait for the cooldown. So we're going to test that here. We have an aiming module already in. And here we go. We're going to fire. Okay, let's see if we can repair. And no. So, yet another myth that's been busted. Try repairing it everywhere, and that's not going to work. One you may not have known is that you can place ladders actually onto the cargo ship. This one can be kind of handy, I guess, if trying to ladder up it at any different areas. But being sort of a monument, it is pretty unusual that you can actually place ladders on this thing. You could totally use it to flank some enemies on here or just get a better angle. So yeah, this one's actually pretty handy. Okay guys, this next tip is actually really useful if you use it kind of in a smart way. So let's say you come up to a base that has external TCs. Let's place down some external TCs. All right, that was the first external TC that we placed. And let's place a second one over here. And there is our second external TC. So you guys may know with building privilege and overlap, you want to take access to the first TC that was placed. So obviously that TC will extend out foundations all the way to here. But the way to get privilege over everything, so you'll take privilege over this second one if you get access to the first one that was placed. One way to determine which one of these was placed first, let's say for scouting at a clan base, you can actually use combat log. So let's go up and hit the foundation on this thing to have it generate something in the combat log. And then let's check combat log. All right, so ignore these ones above. This is the one we just did, the most recent one. We used an ID to hit the foundation, and this is the ID of the foundation. So that number is 43082. Now let's go hit this other one and generate another report. Okay, and check combat log again. We once again hit a foundation, the ID on that foundation 43216. So since that number is greater than the first one we checked, we know that that one was placed afterwards. So we know that the 43082, which was that triangle, was placed before, and most likely has much better privilege access than the second one. Okay guys, just in case you are still confused, let me just do a quick demonstration. We don't have access to either of these TCs right now. We're building blocked on both. Let's say we took the second cupboard that was placed, which is the one you really shouldn't be taking. We get authorization on that. Check out the building privilege area. We're blocked all the way up to here, even though this one has foundations extending all the way over here. So let's deauthorize on that one. And if we went with our gut feeling and we took the TC over here that was placed older than the other one, we auth on that, and we get privilege extending all the way up to this one. So yeah, go for the TC that has the lower ID number, and most likely you'll get better privilege. Hopefully that makes sense. It's very useful though, I promise. This next one is a tip for upgrading walls quickly. Let's say we want to make a quick upgrade of all this twig. First of all, for this to work, you have to only have the material that you want to upgrade. So we're going to toss the wood, the metal, and the HQM. We only have stone because that's what we want to upgrade it to. We're going to right click to bring up the interface, then left click. Release right click, which you use to open the interface, and then just point at the wall and then right click again. So right now I'm just holding down left click this entire time, and we're gonna walk around and upgrade this thing with just one click on each. Makes it easy to upgrade things. If you need to rotate it, right click again. And there you go. Cuts the clicks in half if you're upgrading. While we're on the topic of building tips, we're gonna talk about the roof triangle. So up here, let's select the roof triangle. Go ahead and place one, let's say on the outside of your wall if you want to have some nice peek downs. Let's upgrade it to stone. And these things are literally impossible to place a ladder on. Here you go. So it turns blue, but you can't do it. I'll spam left click here. And we'll get an error message in the chat. So even though it's blue, you literally cannot place a ladder on a triangle roof, funnily enough. Also, once again, since we're on the topic of roofs, let's say you've rated a base that's made mainly out of roofs and you got the TC, but you still don't have access to what you want. Go ahead and bring some metal fragments and try upgrading one of the roofs and check out what happens. Boom, now you have much more access. You can jump down. Since the tier of the roof is different on either side, it doesn't connect as easily. Do you want to stop those pesky raiders from scouting out your base using twig attached to the side so they can get up easier? Well, if you have some electrical branches laying around or you want to craft some up, place them right where the twig connects and they will no longer be able to place twig there until they destroy it. So kind of useful, I guess, if you just want to put them around your base. And boom, nobody's going to be able to slap twig floors on your base, which who likes having to shoot that crap down anyways? So yeah, these come in handy for that reason. You guys will definitely know that you can change your field of view to see wider areas around you. Let's put it on the max area. Go ahead and type this in the F1 console. So graphics.vm_FOV_scale space false. And it brings your weapon out a bit further. If you guys want to revert this, all you have to do is do the same thing, but put true. Doesn't increase your FOV, but makes some difference to the weapon you're holding. And it's actually a lot easier to aim, in my opinion, with this thing on false. Lastly, for the building tips, if you guys want to make a nice underground loot room that's very easy to skip over, I'll show you guys how to here. You can also turn this into pixel peaks as well, but we're going to start with a square, 5 triangles, and then another square. We then attach a square over onto this side, And we can go ahead and delete the rest of this. Let's place some half floors. As you guys can see, there is the tiniest pixel gap in between these. Now this can be useful for pixel peaks or even a loot room if you do this. We're gonna place a box down here and then attach a floor to each of these sides. One there and one over here. And check this out. The box is freaking lootable through that tiny gap. Now you're going to want to make sure to lock the box so that people can't use it themselves. But that's still really OP. Many people don't know about this. Some do. You can cover it with a rug or even a double door and then pick up the double door once you come back online. Still pretty tough to find and one of the most OP loot rooms. Might want to be using a crosshair to find this box. Hey guys, here's a bonus tip that's kind of useless, but still can be entertaining and something to do when you're waiting in outpost or bandit camp, any safe zone. Let's say you have an AK or any weapon and you have a med syringe. So let's wield the med syringe and then go to the hotbar, switch the weapon for the syringe, tab out, and it acts like you have the AK still. You can sit here practicing your spray or just mess around to kill time. And it won't actually use the ammo. All you gotta do is switch the thing back with the syringe. But it's still something entertaining to do. Maybe while you're recycling or something, take it out and practice your aim. Anyways, that's all I've got for you guys in today's video. I can kind of guarantee that nobody knew every single tip. And if you did, leave a comment down there letting me know. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Wishing everybody good luck on their wipe.